Hey, this is Kurt the Boat Doctor again. So we left off about the non-skid and the ladder. You can go ahead and have one of these built up by Tony up the street, and he could weld here and weld there, and you really don't have to worry about taking the paint off because they don't have it on that side for a ladder. So that would probably be 500 bucks, just roughly. So we got 800 probably for the trim tabs, and then you got, that's just roughing it, and then the ladder for 500. So you got about there's about 2,000, say 2,300 bucks. Okay, so now we're going to get on the inside of these boats. And again, the Seahawk, standard Seahawk, is going to have a full, like a wrap rail with downriggers, with a downrigger pad on it. So these you'd add, but you could always have a bolt on that you could have that welded and curved back and bolted on here for your downrigger, and that'd be a lot cheaper. So say if you wanted 2 of those, you're probably looking at, oh, probably, I don't know, 600 bucks. I'm just gonna say. Now this has got the bait station back there with the ski pylon accessory on the back, the little round. This doesn't. So down the road, if you ever wanted to, you could probably do your own back here, and that's easy because of the white Zolatone. So that's something, but that has a little bait box and then a larger box where these right here are individual with drains. But what's kind of nice on here, if you wanted to keep something a little cooler or not getting as hot, this ain't just aluminum, this is that plastics. So that's gonna kind of withstand and keep things a little colder than just a big aluminum box. But granted, the bigger box is nice because, you know, you can put a salmon or 2 in one of those easy you can. So I go to the rail. Okay, then you have this style seating. I don't know, then I'll show you back over the difference. This is the coho now. You can get them with the flip lids, you know, on the bench itself. These don't have that. That's an option even on those over there that you can get on the Seahawk. But I personally really don't care for the flip back, you know, style of the bench, because they just, you kind of fight that back. It goes up and down. You don't really need it. This is your backrest, and then all you have to do is just lift your lid. So there you go. Now, one maybe the key difference is these are nitrous seats. You know, they will bounce when you need them, and you can adjust the heights, and they're just the angular style seats. They are comfortable, but then of course you would get the Marina suspension seats, which I'll show you in the other boat. That's the big price difference right there, that upgrade to those seats. But if I had these, and if you wanted the armrest, you can get the NR2s, I believe, and I can show you those. They're in another boat over on the 20-foot Seahawk. But if you wanted that, you could go to those without going full suspension. And then they have something like Hughescraft makes. You can get them, they call it horseshoe. They run on a horseshoe spring. Those actually do a good job, and they're reasonable. So that's another avenue. They got the big dash. You can put a nice screen up in there. They still have bilge pump, and of course this is the things I would put on this boat. This is the LE, or the coho edition. Look at the room you got back here. You still got a big floor fish box, which I'll show you. And okay, so basically what I would do to this boat, I'd add a wash down. So where did I put my notes? Anyway, this comes with a free root beer too, a 6-pack. The other one doesn't, and it's gourmet soda. So there you go, it's worth the money. Cup holders, you got storage. Now up in here it's lockable. Okay, so not a big deal, but on the Seahawks they carpet that up there. But whoopee, you can go down to the carpet shop and get you some carpet, indoor or outdoor, black. Or you can use horse mat up in there that helps deaden it down, the sound. So the actual compartments are the same. You got a 703, you still got your USB 12-volt power point. And again, this is the coho. You do have your bow rails, you do have your cleat. You get your top, your sides, I believe the backdrop curtain as well. So back to what I would add, let me see. I would probably maybe update to the NR2s, and I'll show you those seats, you know, with the armrests that flip up. You don't need the suspension, which are over there. They cost a lot of money, but that's one of the big adds when you go to the standard Seahawk 21. So back to this, a wash down pump. I would get dual batteries on here from the factory, trim tabs, and I said a wash down, and I would get another wiper, and then the dual batteries with the switch. That comes standard on the Seahawk. So I would probably have us do that, and then so just start adding this up. So you figure, I already said the trim tabs just roughly, let's say $1,000. Okay, say the wash down, say $400. There's $1,400. So you got that dual batteries with the switch. You're looking at maybe $500. So say $2,000 for that. The wipers, say another $500. There's $2,500. Battery wash down, that, a ladder, $500. So say $3,000. Now say I wanted to add a kicker on here. There's $4,000. So 24, there's about $6,000. Say 7. Let's just bump it to 7. By these ads, I'm telling you that you can make this boat like a Seahawk. You know, so say $6,000. Now let's add some electronics for $5,000. That would be radar, GPS, sonar, VHF. So $5,000. So $6,000, say $7,000. Okay, now add $7,000 onto the 75. So then that would be 75. That would be 80, 82. Okay, a 21 Seahawk with the standard features, which we're almost getting there. There's some things you can't change, like the fat fish pot. You're at 97. So there's right there for 85. I could have electronics, trim tabs, wash down, a ladder put on it, a kicker motor put on it, you know, say for $85,000. Now I would start on that Seahawk, I'd have to add the kicker. There's, you know, like you say, $4,000 or $5,000 there installed by the time you get it done, and then you have to add your electronics for $5,000, so $10,000. So you add the 10. That's just, you know, rough figures, but 10 on the 97, right? So you got $107,000 versus 85. So again, this is a good quality. It's the same hole basically, except for that thickness, which you don't really need. The heavier boater, the heavier the boat, the more, the thicker you need that. This boat is, the way this is designed with your box girder frame underneath this floor, they're pretty rigid. So, I mean, this boat here, you could have a hell of a nice boat, and that's sometimes, and then the other stuff you can just add as you want. Oh, then the upgrade of the seats, you'd probably be, if you wanted to do that, say the trade-in on these seats and get the other seats, and you didn't do the horseshoe on them, you'd be probably looking at, and this is just roughing it, probably about $1,000, maybe $2,000 tops. And the ones I would put in, if I could, I'd put them smooth rides that Hughescraft's got in. They're actually, I think they're better than the North River ones, but I'll show you. Now I'm going to go over to the Seahawk and show you that boat on the inside.